Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Tasman's, uh, what did I call this? Tasman's Foundry, no, I think I just call it Foundry Virtual Tabletop version 12 from the ground up. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. So, so in our last episode, we had a nice combat going on in the kennel area here. Um, I do feel like it's really hard to remember to bounce between the screens, and I know that kind of makes it clunky, but I kind of want you to be able to see what you see and what the player sees, even though it's kind of a pain to remember which screen I'm on, and it slows things down. Hopefully you don't mind too much. But as I said in the last episode, we were combating wolves. Two of them became more friendly. I'm not going to say they're actually friendly with us, but they won't outright attack us. They're passive towards us instead of indifferent. So we're using the little green square to represent that. Indifferent would probably be the yellow, and then red obviously is still hostile. We did kill off one wolf because he was indifferent with us and got a little ticked off, bit someone, they hit him back, and then it was, you're not going to be able to come back from that. So anyway, we do have these two. The important thing I would like to point out here is these are not pets. They're not, we fed them a couple times. They are not, loyal to us. If they see a goblin, they're just as loyal to the goblins as they would to us. So trying to use these guys as pets probably wouldn't work, because it's going to take a lot of training. And right now, if you were telling them to attack those that have already been training them for so long, probably not going to go too well. That just kind of, in fact, what probably would happen at this point is the helpless wolf and the ecstatic wolf would probably begin feeding on the shy wolf, which is dead. Now, another thing I also wanted to bring up here is, at this point, Tazaraz is still in terrible shape. We pointed out last time, Tazaraz is the only one that has no hit dice left. And I think, didn't we say Saline has used all of her spell slots? So really there isn't any healing. What am I doing? This is Wolf, not Saline. Wait, oh yeah, that's Saline up here. So Saline up here has used up all of their spell slots, so they can't do anything either. So at this point, I would, I wouldn't make them go travel all the way back. I would allow them to say that, they kind of leave the cave and go off kind of in a distance, a little ways away, and let them just get a quick rest in, a full rest. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I think, if I remember right, you can actually, I keep forgetting what things are in. Oh, here it is. So I think if we do the long rest, and we say that it is a new day, hit rest, bam, 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 beautiful. And now if we go to Saline, we should see that we have our 2 spell slots back. The other thing I was going to point out is, I think this has been giving us our XP. I don't remember, did I do XP for this? Because technically it's kind of based off of whether you kill the wolves or not. And in this case, we only killed one wolf, which was 50 XP. But technically, we finished this encounter. And an encounter doesn't necessarily have to end with death. So at this point, I don't think I did it, mostly because they don't have 100 XP. But because each of these are worth 50 XP, because they completed this encounter, I would go ahead and award everyone 100 XP. And I think I can do that with this little book here. And I'm not going to say divide amongst the player. I'm going to let them each have it, I guess. I don't know how it's actually doing it right now. So do not divide XP. And let's do 100. I wonder what the calculator does. Does it actually pull up a calculator? I think that's just saying, oh, because that's the, oh, actually, I know what I'm doing. First, we have to end the combat, and that will actually pull up, usually, the thing saying 150 XP. So it actually did do it right. Good. I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to do that. I guess its default is to divide it amongst the players. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to hit auto assign. Not going to have any loot really from them. So there we go. No encounter. And I'm going to clear out the chat log as well. So we are now, I keep clicking on these dumb wolves. We're now at 112 XP. So we're almost to the halfway point of being able to level up. I don't remember, I don't think this one says it, but I know some say that if you really want to stand a chance in this encounter, you probably should be a higher level. And I'm trying to remember if this was one of those that had it. I'm going to check really quick just to make sure, because I thought I read that and we were talking about leveling up. Let's see, here we go. Craigmore Hideout. And did we read it? I don't remember. Let me see in here. I am not seeing it, so I guess we'll just kind of plug along. I think we'll be okay as long as we don't get way too many goblins all at once. But we went ahead the next morning or whatever, they come back. Now, as GM, you could say that some of the goblins that are inside, you could actually put some more out here. And they're actually on high alert now because they found various goblins dead. Found these two dead. They found this guy dead. And they found a wolf dead. So they definitely would be on high alert. I'm not going to do that just for the sake of moving along. So the next day, I'm going to say they come. They get back here to the cave again. Let's go ahead, and I probably should be doing this the other screen, but I'm going to be moving them through walls, so I'm just going to do it really quick. Tazraz and Kila. So they come here. We'll go ahead and unpause the game and let them continue on. So if we come here, we can see that as they get up to this point, they see that the wolves are there and everyone is getting stuck behind this little ledge. So they're going to have to kind of go single file after that. They see the wolves. The wolves are not aggressive towards them. They're kind of impartial as far as they don't really care. You could even say that, if I were playing these guys myself, if I was a player, I'd probably see the wolves and maybe try and get some more brownie points, chuck in a couple more rations. That's up to you guys. So here, let's go ahead and read the description real quick, because now they're coming here. So there is technically a goblin up here. I'm going to make him uninvisible, because I think once they get to about this point, or even technically once they get to this point, so maybe when they're down here-ish, they can see this goblin up there. Now, because of all the noise of the water, he probably doesn't necessarily hear them, although he is a guard, so he might be kind of actively looking. I'm just going to put us into a quick combat encounter, just because I don't want to do all the stealth and stuff like that. So we're going to click on, I'm in the wrong screen, of course. I'm going to click on him, and then I think it's shift. Did that keep him? No. Alright, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to go ahead, click on them, put them in combat, click on him. This should be a super short combat, because it's just a single guy, if they're not able to kill him quick enough. I'm going to say there's no surprise around here. So he's going to go here. Hopefully he goes pretty far back. I guess we'll find out right here. Oh, wow. He is last. So that's actually really good for us, because we're going to get 4 hits on him, hopefully, before he runs, because he would not stay around to see what's going on. All right, so we've got everyone there. I'm going to go ahead and clear the thing again, just to keep everything nice and clean, and we'll go ahead and begin the combat. Oh, actually, no, it's not for. I keep forgetting the order thing. This could actually be bad, because he is up here. All right, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and read this out to the player. So the stream continues beyond another set of uneven steps ahead, bending eastward. A waterfall bubbles or burbles in a large cavern somewhere ahead of you. So you kind of hear water hitting like almost like a pool, and kind of then overflowing, and that's where the water that we're actually seeing now. So it looks like we get one shot to kill this guy before he goes and gets reinforcements. So let's see how this goes. Let me switch back to the players. Yoku here is going to target him. See, that's why I love auto target. Or auto rotate, not auto target. So Yoku is going to go ahead and use his crossbow. Oh, sorry, had to sneeze. Alright, this will be a normal. Oh, 18 will hit. So that's good news. As long as it's a nice hit, we'll be in good shape. Let's see. So I need to... What am I doing? I'm not thinking. Here we go. Yeah, so 18 hits. Let's go ahead back here and... Oh, actually here. No. Wrong one again. See, this is what I'm talking about. Always forgetting which screen I'm on. Hopefully this is decent. 8. Oh, I think that's enough to kill him, because 11, I think they have an AC of 7. Or not AC, HP. So, yes, there we go. So minus 11. He falls dead. Now, I'm not sure. I've seen this where it's doing it and then it's not doing it. This is just marking him bloody, even though here you can read the thing. It is saying he is dead. I'm not sure why it's not like drawing the skull on him, but if you want the skull on him, you can always click this guy here, or there's also the skull right here you can click, and it will make him in that dead state. So that actually was really good, because if he was just injured, he would have booked it across here, would have told these guys that bad stuff is going down, and what they would do is end up like knocking out these walls of the water, causing a giant flood to come down, and then they have to roll acrobatics and stuff to get away. So that actually is pretty good. And then it also would have made it so that these 5 guys would have came running out after them. Alright, so let's go back to our player, and we can actually end combat. That was a super short, nice one. Let's go here and click end combat, say yes, divide 50 XP amongst them, auto assign, it's 12 each. And there we go. Let's get back into the game now. Alright, so they have killed that guy. They're going to proceed just kind of like this, coming up. So I thought there was a thing here that, oh, maybe it's this guy right here. This might have been what I wanted to. So as you can see, it gives you this thing to let you know that from this point on, characters without dark vision will need a light source to see their surrounding, and this is where you'd want a torch or something like that, which there are macros. I don't know if I actually have any macro here. I need my sidebar macro. Yeah, I don't see macro for that. If you want to give your players, you know, a torch, what you can do, the easiest way to do it is just come in and set a light on them. So we would just come in here, kind of set it to a yellowish color, kind of orange yellow, something like that. And then also give it the animation. Usually torch is a good one, which is, I can't even see it with this thing in the way. Can I move this? Oh, good, I can. You guys can't see it. So anyway, down towards the bottom, there's torch. And then I believe a torch. I'm going to go double check. Torch. So a torch, if we go back now to the basic configuration, does bright light in 20 and then additional 20 feet in dim. So I think I talked about this. So what you'd want to do is set this to 20, but if I set this to 20 as well, it is going to basically be the same 20. So this one I actually want to say 40. And now you can see we have a nice torch that's lighting up everything and super bright in this case. If you don't want it to overpower your characters, you can turn down the color intensity and kind of, you know, just make it so it's just a little bright on them. All these guys actually have dark vision, so I'm just going to leave these at 0, and they'll be able to be a little sneakier. Oh, I didn't hit the right thing. Double right click, hit a 0 and update. All right, so there you go. So here, because we're going to want to be sneaky, obviously Tazaraz, who's the one that keeps getting beat to snot, is going to probably take the lead because they are the rogue and they have the highest stealth. So these guys are probably going to stay back as Tazaraz is going to kind of look and see what's going on here. So this is difficult terrain, as I recall. I think if we click on this again. So you can see here it says the main passage from the cave mouth climbs steeply upwards. The stream plunging and splashing down its west side. In the shadows, a side passage leads west across the other side of the stream. And then in the shadows of the ceiling to the north, you can just make out the dim shape of a rope bridge. That's where we saw that little goblin. Let's see. Crossing over ahead of you. Another passage, 20 feet above the floor, appears to intersect this one. I thought there was something talking... Maybe that's just talking this guy. The main passage climbs steeply upward. So anyway, you can let them know that this goes up. There's a bridge that goes across, but then there's also this guy right here. So if we look this way, now one thing that you'll have to do if you're running this is you'll see this is a one-way wall. If we zoom in, you can see there's a little arrow saying that a player can cross that way. So, oops, don't do that. So I just want to show you what that actually does really quick. So if we have our player here, and oops, I only want one. So if we have our player here, they will actually be able to cross through this wall if I'm correct. If I can get to the right spot. Or am I backwards? Okay, I might be backwards. Maybe that means that you can't... Keep making new walls. Quit that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move him up here. So up here you can see when he climbs this ledge, part of the reason there's actually the wall there is because there's actually a snake up here, a giant poisonous snake at that. I want to see really quick because we're not pausing. Let's see if he can go back down. Yes. So it is a one-way wall. It's kind of the opposite of what you're seeing, saying that you can't... Oh, actually I know how to read it. The way to look at this and read it. So basically this is saying that if you're trying to go this way, it's a wall. If you're going this way, it's actually open. And if we want to go look at what that looks like in here, you can see that it says wall direction left. So you're able to, you're not able to go through it on the right. You can actually go on the left. So you can This is kind of weird to explain. So this is the left side, and that's saying that's where the wall is. So if we were to make this one-way wall, this is the left side, the wall. This side we can actually go through. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it. I apologize. So Tazaraz is, I'm going to have them do an athletics check because it feels like, you know, you probably easy. It's not that big of a climb. I thought there was a little thing in here that told you about this and had to check. Let's double check it real quick. I think it might be here after all. Passive wisdom, goblin. Here we go. The western passage is choked with rubble blocked by steep slopes. Moving the slope requires 5 feet of extra movement, although this passage offers a way to avoid the goblin in Area H5. That's the guy up on the bridge. It's more dangerous than it looks because there's a giant poisonous snake coiled on the fragile ledge between the two escarpments. It strikes any creature that disturbs it, which includes characters scrambling up the slope. A climbing character with a DC 13 passive wisdom perception. So if we go look, I probably should double click that. Tazaraz's passive perception. I gotta be in the right mode. We can see that their passive perception, I guess it's down here, is a 15. So they actually will succeed, which is really good actually. Climbing character with a DC passive wisdom perception avoids being surprised by the snake. The snake has advantage on attack rolls against any character who fights while on the slope. A fight against the snake alerts the goblins on the bridge. So with this, how would I want to rule this one? The ledge on which the snake is coiled is unstable. Vigorous motion can loosen the whole mass and send it tumbling to the east. So it comes crashing down. Whenever a character on the ledge tries to move or makes a melee attack in the space, the character must first succeed on a DC 10 dexterity acrobatics check or trigger the collapse. So here's how I would probably rule this. One, now that Tazaraz has the passive perception as they're climbing up the slope, and they're able to, you know, kind of lift themselves up. It's not super high, as it said. I think it was 5 feet-ish. They're able to see this snake that is coiled up but sleeping because it doesn't see them. So what I would end up doing at this point is, because they do see the snake, now I want them to be able to cross it without having to have me undo it. So here I would go in here and click on this little, nope, not that one, that little guy, and then hit delete. So now that they can actually go up there. And Tazaraz, because they're a rogue, I think would be able to get a nice good hit on this. Hopefully they don't fail the acrobatics. They shouldn't. Come on, they're a rogue. They shouldn't fail that. Oh, we're at 23 minutes. Ooh. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to see if we get this battle going. So Tazaraz is going to come up here, and they are going to see a snake. Got to be on the right layer. Right here in front of them. And with all your characters, I don't know if I pointed this out or not, but if you want to, you know, give a little more immersion, let your characters see stuff, if you double click it and go into the character sheet, if you click on the actual picture, that is a funny looking snake, you can actually click on show players, and you'll see that on the player screen they actually get a nice picture of it. They can go ahead and double click this to minimize it. They can close it, scroll it. They can, you know, shrink it or grow it. Whatever they want to do with it, just kind of lets them know what they see. So Tazaraz is going to get a surprise attack basically on the snake. So as we said, what was that? I need to go up here real quick. I need to pull up on my second window so I'm not constantly opening and closing those little H things. Let's go Fandelver and below. And this is Kragma Hideout. Actually, I kind of have to with this one because it was in here. So what I can do, I can actually just click on this little speech bubble and it will put the request role into our chat window. So now you'll see at the very bottom it has this request. So Tazaraz, let's go to our player screen, can click on, make sure they're selected, they can do the dexterity, and this will simply tell them, oh yeah, I bet that saves. This will let them know what they rolled. You can say, yep, that saves. You're able to do your attack with even sneak attack. So let's go ahead and do that. Trying to think, you know what, I'm going to put everyone in combat just because it's definitely going into combat. We don't need Sildar in this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put everyone into combat. Snake's going to roll. They're all going to roll. There we go. So, actually this is... I mean, technically it's just Tazaraz. The snake actually got the best one. So, because it's a surprise round, they're not going to go. I'm going to have to fast forward then. I probably have to hit begin combat too. Oh, I already did. So I'm going to forward to Tazaraz because Tazaraz is going to get a sneak attack on it. So make sure I'm on the right screen. I'm going to target the snake with T, and then I'm going to come up here and use the rapier. I'm going to click on a... Would this be advantage? Because it's a surprise. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of feel like it's no, but I want him to be able to wipe the snake out. I'm going to be nice. So a 22, as you can see, definitely hits. If we come here, we're going to definitely see a 22 hits the snake. I think even in, if we were playing Pathfinder, that could be a critical. Absolutely. No, actually, no. Just shy of a critical hit. All right, so we'll go ahead and have them roll damage. So we have 11, and under, I think, is under features? Yes. We have a sneak attack. We'll go ahead and roll that. So that's 11 plus 3, so 14. And then they get their offhand. So let's go ahead and do the dagger, normal. That's definitely going to miss. So I have a question for you guys. Hopefully some of you guys might know this. I know that generally if you have an offhand weapon with the, I believe it's the light property, that you can actually use it as a bonus action. You can make an attack with that. My question, because I've actually seen it played both ways, and I tend to favor the more favorable way for my players, just because they love to do damage. But does a rogue get to add their modifier to that offhand attack? I've always said yes, because they're a rogue, and already they're not doing a ton of damage as is. So I generally say yes, but I'd really like to know what your feelings are. So this snake is going to take 14 points of damage. Hopefully it kills it, because it will be its turn before anyone else gets to go. Let's see. So I need to go back here, and 14 is gonna kill it. Thank goodness. Alright, so we're going to click on the snake. We're going to come up here to, so here's the sneak attack. Go ahead and apply that one. And up here is the 11, and boom, it's dead. See, it didn't mark it. I don't know why. So, nice work, Tazaraz. All right, so we're at 30 minutes. I'm thinking this might be a decent stopping point. So, if you guys, I'd love to know what you guys, what any of the rules I give are kind of my own take on the rules. If I have any of them wrong, I'd love to hear from you guys what you do. Uh, you know, uh, remember, I always try and remember the game needs to be fun, but challenging at the same time. You know, there needs to be the fear of death, but you want it to definitely be fun. You don't want your characters or your players to feel like they can't do anything. Um, so will I will usually err on my side where it hurts me more because I have lots of NPCs that can do attacks. They only have the 4, and when they die, they die. But anyway, I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So let me know, especially on the rogue thing. I've always, in places I've played it, usually that offhand strike, because it's a rogue, they get it. I know that two-hand fighting also gets it, but I could swear a rogue default got it. And then maybe that's a variant rule, I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel, a great way to talk with me. Info's down in the video description. Tell other people about my channel, come check it out. If they like what they see, they can join, sub and all that fun stuff. We grow. I'm dying of my throat is just dry. Here we go. Yeah, we just grow the channel. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.